Hello everyone, welcome to Mushroom Quest. I am starting over completely, as you can see. And I tried to live stream this on Twitch, but the bitrate was so low that I couldn't even do this. So here we are, alone with a friend ball. Not really, that's part of a bit. I have a plan to juggle later on, so that's what these are for. But I'm recording this on Friday night. It's 6:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is probably going to go up on either Saturday or Sunday, I'm not really sure. I'll have to look over it and make sure everything's good. Hopefully the audio is okay. I tried streaming this on Twitch and YouTube, but the bitrate was so low that we were not even able to have a conversation. And that's a problem with Minecraft. So in honor of starting over in Quest 0 and having to record this and post this later on instead of having a live stream, I'm going to have some incense. I'm going to pay some respect with some incense. And we're going to have a reading from the Dhammapada at some point, not right now. Because right now I want to start Quest 0. I'm also a yoga teacher and Reiki master practitioner. So as we begin this journey, let's listen to some sounds of the singing bowl. And I think it's nighttime in Minecraft. So this is the perfect time to talk about Buddhism. And these will not do me any good at the current moment. I didn't actually know you could eat those. I did not know you could eat those, I swear. I had built this whole world based on pumpkins, actually. And that's why I'm going to go inside and talk to you about Quest 0, which happens before the official storyline. There are some that's a pumpkin patch and a melon patch there, and that's the multiplayer spawn house. This is Liam and Kale's room. Liam and Kale are the same person, if you haven't figured out from the Discord or the summary. Quest 0, Kale's Genesis. The Unseen Loom. A strange, almost imperceptible tremor runs through the very bedrock of Applegate. For a fleeting moment, the familiar blocky world seems to shimmer, as if a thin veil has been drawn aside, revealing something vast and unknowable beneath. I thought that was a longer line. I'm sorry. A whisper, not of sound, but of pure thought, brushes against your mind, carrying echoes of a name. Liam. This is like Minecraft ASMR. The Dreamer's First Echo Overview. This quest serves as your true awakening to the deepest truth of Applegate. You as Kale are not merely an inhabitant. You are an observer. A conscious fragment of a being from another reality, Liam the Dreamer. The world around you in this intricate, vivid dream, born from a moment of profound transition. You will journey through fragmented echoes of Liam's subconscious, discovering the separated aspects of his being, his mind, soul, and heart, manifested as the very forces of Applegate. Your path will reveal how the Pumpkin King might evade the cosmic conjunction and the true existential stakes of this world's existence. The central theme: self-discovery, the nature of reality, the Dhammapada, the profound connection between the player's actions and the world's existence. I don't know why I always type E as the first thing in chat. I know I'm going to need a lot of sugarcane, so I'm going to take a break from these readings. Paper is very important in Applegate. So are pumpkins. So are melons. The initial prompt upon loading into this world, you can either skip the tutorial, you know, me breaking stuff and doing all this. Look in the description of the video. Chromatic Cartographer, do you seek to trace the deepest threads of this reality, or forge a path through the known? Skip if you don't want to watch all this. Option 1, trace the threads. Starts quest 0, recommended for new players. That is why I completely started over. That's one reason why. I mean, I wasn't intentionally shot by a skeleton. I know I'm gonna need to have food, so why not get some melon slices too? Option 2 is forge your own path. So if you're skipping ahead, you can just get basic gear in the town, which is what I'm gonna do in a little bit. Oh, I don't want to get too many of those. Yeah, so I've basically made like a whole sustainable town, or Liam has, Kale has. That's the story anyway, of this world of Mushroom Quest. And if you've already chosen your faction, you'll know that I'm playing as a purist. So I'm just kind of relaxing. I'm not like going out and building crazy things, although there is some stuff that I have to do off stream, as you can see. Not all of the portals are linked in the Nether anymore. And I also have events. It's not like all pumpkins and things. I have some Pokemon cards to open at some point. I also have dice and cards and all kinds of stuff. So we have plenty to do in Applegate. Also might make some lucky tea. I've already chosen one tea bag, so I never tell the blend before I make it. That's why I have my tea box. And this is nothing new. This is like a game that I've been playing on Discord for a while, just like friends and family, but now I'm actually recording it, so it's public. And we're just gonna have some fun. It's like Dungeons and Dragons or Homestuck, if you've ever read Homestuck. Like, I'm pretty much starting over in this world that I've spent a lot of time in, and there's way more locations that are what's on screen. That's just kind of a guide to Quest 0 if you want to play along on your own, or you're on the realm. So if you want to be added to the realm, you can just go to the link in the description, or you can follow along with the files in the Google Drive if you've already been doing so. Got a stack of melons, a stack of sugarcane, some more sugarcane, and some pumpkin. So I think that's good for now. I can go ahead and turn some of the sugarcane into sugar, and then save the rest for paper. And since it's still, you know, kind of nighttime, I figure it's a good time to... Oh wait, does that... Yeah, okay. Sugar and paper just look so similar. Alright, so I have food and I have stuff to trade. That's important. Mid-quest skip anytime after quest 0, so if you just want to, you know, get to the good stuff, there's also videos on choose your faction, which we can draw some cards for choosing your faction right now, because this is going to tell me how much time I have in the village. Disregard these whispers and embrace the tangible. Begin my true journey. Ends quest 0, the player spawns normally. This is how many minutes I'm going to spend in the village getting stuff ready. Phase 1, the first ripple, introduction to the dream concept. The world around you shimmers, a brief, unsettling distortion. A faint, almost forgotten memory tugs at the edges of your awareness. First, shuffle of the deck. 1.1, the glitch in reality. Trigger, the player's first spawn in the world, if trace the threads is chosen. The lore introduction. The familiar blocky landscape briefly pixelates or warps. Second shuffle. Accompanied by a subtle, dissonant hum. This is the leak from Liam's subconscious. A momentary instability in the dream's fabric. So as I told you, I'm starting over in this world. If you chose to skip the first night, the timestamp is 11:41. We are going to go to Pumpkin Park after I shuffle the cards. So, well, I shuffled the cards already. And so I'm going to cut the deck right there. And then draw 2 cards and multiply them to see how long I'm going to spend here. 4 times a queen, that's 40 minutes. So that's probably going to be, okay, so here's the 2 cards. 4 and a queen. That might be, you know, the whole play session, or we'll just see. So I'm going to give myself 40 minutes. 40 minutes to collect pumpkins. I said in the town, but 40 minutes in the town is a long time. So we're just going to give ourselves 40 minutes to collect pumpkins and get ready for the next thing. So queen I'm counting is 10, and that is where that goes. So I'm going to put these off to the side so they don't go back in the deck, because there could be more events in the future. I also have crayons, a whole box of crayons to do arts and crafts later. This incense did not light all the way. That is a shame. Well, now is as good a time as any to read from the Dhammapada, because we just pulled our luck card. And now for health. Hashtag eat your veggies. If you want to go to the Discord and read about the spectrum of veggies that we have in our world, go ahead, or you can listen to the Dhammapada and play pumpkins with us. Because there's stuff going on in the village, if you watch the Choose Your Faction in the prologue, that I don't really know what's going on. So, some of the villagers are disappearing, shall we say. And this is like real, this isn't like part of the story. Don't forget I have some Pokemon cards later to open, but the villagers are starting to disappear, and I don't know, I can't explain it, I don't know why. Yeah. So while we're here at the single player, let me go over to the multiplayer side, because this realm is, you know, multiplayer experience, and this is how I built it. So here we go. From the Dhammapada, which is a book on Buddhism. That's just to mark my place for later. This is called the Dhammapada. It's a book on Buddhism. So this is going to be like a little bit of yoga, a little bit of chair yoga, a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of arts and crafts. That's why we have the health card right after the luck card. If you would rather not do pumpkin stuff and do yoga stuff, then you can go to 2.1 Pumpkin Park and skip ahead to that point. So let me mark that. Make sure you can see that. Okay. Page 17, The Fool. Long is the night to the sleepless. Long is the road to the weary traveler. Long is the cycle of rebirths to the unwise, who do not know the truth. Should a traveler fail to find a companion, equal or better, rather than suffer the company of a fool, he should resolutely walk alone. I have children, I have wealth. These are the empty claims of an unwise man. If he cannot call himself his own, how can he then claim children and wealth as his own? To the extent that a fool knows his foolishness, he may be deemed wise. A fool who considers himself wise is indeed a fool. A fool may associate with the wise man throughout his life, and remain untouched by his wisdom, even as a spoon cannot taste the flavor of soup. On the other hand, an aware man, in a moment's meeting, can learn from a wise man, even as the tongue tastes the flavor of soup. The unwise man, lacking understanding, behaves as if he were his own worst enemy, committing evil deeds that produce bitter fruit. It is unwise to do things that bring regret and require repentance, to cause suffering for oneself and a weeping of tearful face. It is wise to do things which do not require repentance, but bring joy and fulfillment, happiness and delight. The bottom of page 18. Until he feels the effect, the fool rejoices in his evil deed. When the action reaches fruition, the fool harvests nothing but grief. On to page 19. Though the fool may practice asceticism, eating a speck of food at the tip of a blade of grass, he is not worth 1/16 of the Arhat, the knower of the Dhamma. An evil deed does not produce its results at once. It smolders slowly like a fire covered in ashes, and finally consumes its doer, the fool. Speaking of ashes, why is this incense not lighting? For real. Oh well. I'll just ignore it. An evil deed does not produce its results at once. It smolders, slowly like a fire covered by ashes, and finally consumes its doer, the fool. Here in the original text, the verse reads, "An evil deed, like milk freshly drawn from the udder, does not produce the results at once." This is one of my favorite chapters and why this keeps jumping out, because this book was wet at one point, and that's why it's all like, it's not messed up, but it's well worn, and I really like this book a lot. So this is one of the best versions I've found of the Dhammapada. That's why I want to share it. In the original text, the verse reads, "An evil deed, like milk freshly drawn from the udder, does not produce its results at once." When the Dhammapada was compiled, this metaphor would have been relevant to those familiar with the problem of keeping milk fresh in a hot climate without the aid of refrigeration. To the modern reader, this metaphor of spoiled milk may appear confusing, so we have omitted it for the sake of clarity and in ease of reading this text. The things a fool gains amounts to nothing. Unwholesome acts cannot bring him wholesome results. What a fool hungers for is false fame, authority, power over others, and generous offerings. He seeks recognition as a doer, a wielder of power, a knower of right and wrong. His craving and pride are insatiable. There is a path that leads to worldly gain. Another road leads to nirvana. Let the seeker, the disciple of Buddha, embracing seclusion, take the path to wisdom and enlightenment. That's the end of chapter 5, The Fool. well, looks like another day is ending. We may as well make our way over to Pumpkin Park. 20 minutes and 13 seconds is when we are going to Pumpkin Park. And if you want to do some chair yoga along with me while we go, we have some cue cards. If I can find my card. Surya Namaskara. Surya Namaskara for health if you want to eat your veggies. So follow the eye gaze up on the inhale, raising your arms up and overhead, and then lower them down on the exhale. That's a sun salute. That's one sun salute. Inhale, lift up. Eye gaze lifts, hands lift. Hands to prayer, down and center. Eye gaze down, Surya Namaskara, sun salute. One more, lifting up, inhale. Exhale. So if you want to do some sun salutes along with me while we harvest some sugarcane, feel free. The nighttime is approaching, so I might want to stick close to here. I said I was going to give myself 40 minutes to collect pumpkins, so I'm giving myself until the 50-minute mark. Since that's when I drew the two cards, the 4 of diamonds and the Queen of clubs. The reason I drew 2 cards to figure out how long I was going to do this is because a few nights ago we had an event in the Discord where we chose our faction, and so I made the video, choose your faction, so you can choose your faction alongside the players. And I have this deck out now, so if we have any more events going on, I can keep going with this deck until I put it away. And I have a second deck, actually, if you would like to shuffle the 2 decks together. That would take some time off stream to tease them apart, but I don't mind. And I don't need more melons, so let's go ahead. I heard a sheep. Uh-oh, creeper. Is it still coming this way? Kinda wanted to collect some more of these. I guess it's more important to actually get wood, though. But I can do that during the day because there's tons of creepers and they are scaring me. They're blending in with all the sugarcane. So I'm making my way past the construction office. If you've already watched the Choose Your Faction videos or the prologue, I think I showed off parts of the overworld map there. But I need to collect some wood, so I'm gonna get some cherry wood now. I guess I can plant some pumpkins here, some melons. I don't know what I had set this aside for initially. I don't need those. Thank you. Thank you, Pumpkin King. That's who I was talking to, is the Pumpkin King, duh. See, there's a Pumpkin King. There's the Pumpkin King, he's everywhere. And nowhere, he's the Pumpkin King. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the world, is that the Pumpkin King is everywhere and the Pumpkin King is nowhere. Because only the jack-o'-lantern head is the real Pumpkin King, but is this lit up? Nope, that's not even a carved pumpkin, see? That's the whole point, is that you investigate every little thing. Is this pumpkin? It's just a pumpkin, see? I'm losing my mind over pumpkins. This one's carved. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this world. Pumpkin Park is this way. Yes, Pumpkin Park is this way. Oh, there's a creeper. It just blew up. See? I didn't plan that. That's just random. Since the creeper blew up, let's see. Let's draw a card. And that's how many times I'm going to juggle. Oh, 10. Okay. I'll juggle 10 times. And then whichever ball ends up in my right hand after the 10 juggles is the way that I'm going to go. I'm going to Pumpkin Park, but I'm saying with the story. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, dice roll. And here's where you can play along at home. If you're also playing along, then this is how many seconds I'm going to spend at the library. Because the library has lots of goodies, and this is actually a good place to stop. Is this checkpoint right here. So we're gonna checkpoint right here. Here you can see the tree. Alright, I'm not gonna roll all 4 dice, I'm just gonna roll 2 dice. That's how many seconds I get. I'm gonna multiply the 2. So I'm gonna have 2 times 3. So we're gonna have 6 seconds inside the library. If you know where everything is, you know where everything is. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. I also have a code. Surprise! Surprise Pokemon code. Whoever is the first to redeem it is the first to redeem it. This is gonna go up probably Saturday or Sunday, so this is pre-recorded. I would have had this as a live stream, but unfortunately, here we are. So I'm going to read this code in the library, and I'm going to give myself 6 seconds in the library. Now if you'd like to flip a coin, you can. I'm gonna say left to right, and I'm gonna pick 2 different friends, and I'm gonna tell a story about my left friend or my right friend. Heads is left friend. Tails is right friend. And I've already have this set up at my desk. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get attacked by anything. Okay. Yep. Alright. I got a sapling. Thanks, chicken. Here's the coin flip. Tails. Am I being attacked? Oh well, I gotta move. Alright. I wanted to show off some records that me and my friend had got at a... It's hard to talk while I'm being attacked. Ah, crap. I don't have anything to attack them with. I'm literally defenseless. Some records. Ah, while I'm being chased by zombies. Here's some records while I'm being chased by zombies. Century Disco and Pyramid Disco. Got them at the thrift store. Oh my gosh, am I gonna make it? I don't even know where I'm gonna make it to. I have to find a safe place. Okay. I found a bed. I found a bed. There's zombies outside. There's zombies outside. So I'll go ahead and read this code, and we'll continue along the quest. So here's the code for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, pokemon.com/redeem, whoever's the first person to redeem this. If you want to pause the video here, boom. And here's where we're continuing the story of Quest 0. Is the 30-minute mark, 30 minutes and 35 seconds. We're not quite to Pumpkin Park yet, so here, we're at the library, 30 minutes and 45 seconds. 2.2, the library. Echoes of the Heart, the Purest and the Melon Queen. Objective, nurture the spark of life. Lore, this anomaly stems from Liam's emotional core, his yearning for peace and harmony. It resonates with the purest connection to life and the Melon Queen's essence. Gameplay. Location, you're guided to a small, unnaturally blighted area, a naturally blighted patch of otherwise vibrant land. I'm getting nervous from the Enderman outside. A few withered, and there's a baby zombie growling outside too. A few withered leaves on the thriving tree, a small pool of stagnant discolored water. Task, the player must use bone meal on the dying plant or place a water source block into the stagnant pool to restore the area to its natural vibrancy. This teaches basic farming and hydration. I will go and I will plant, we just planted pumpkins, so that's good. We did that already. We just planted pumpkins. Discovery, completing it reveals a heart fragment, a growing flower or a stylized water droplet item. Here we have sugar, we have wood, we have sugarcane. That's good for the library. That's our heart fragment right now. Revelation, the text overlay in the inner monologue. The yearning for peace, for natural harmony, a deep well of feeling. Okay, I said I was gonna give myself 6 seconds in the library. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to get what I need. Okay, historic landmark. This is where I started enchantment. This library is not safe. I will tell you right now, if you come here during nighttime, see, the zombies got in. The zombies got in. 1, 2, 3, I don't even know what to grab. 4, 5, paper, I need paper. Here, give me the paper. Okay, we're done. That was 6 seconds. That's all I can afford. I'll plant a tree here in remembrance. And I'll read from the Dhammapada at the library. Before I do so, let's draw 2 cards. If I multiply them together... Actually, here, let's do dice roll. We're gonna do a dice roll instead. I'm gonna roll 4 dice, and if I get a 20 or more, I'm going to open the Pokemon cards. If I don't, then I will save the Pokemon cards. Alright, we got 2 6s and 2 4s, which is 20. Exactly 20. So let's go ahead and open the Pokemon cards, and we'll also have a reading from the Dhammapada in the library. Now where is what I'm reaching for? Where is the pack of Pokemon cards that I was going to open? Yeah. Oh, here that is. So this pack of Pokemon cards is in Japanese. So thank you to my friend who sent these to me. I'll go ahead and just organize my inventory a little bit. This hoe has Silk Touch, so that's a really good find from there. And this golden sword has Bane of Arthropods and Knockback 1. So let's go ahead and open the pack of cards, since we spent 6 seconds in the library, and all we got was, well, we got a golden sword. It's not all we got. We also got some farming tools, just like it said in the quest. For the Purist and the Melon Queen, which was actually, that was the what, Astro? Did you say something? Scratching? Do you have anything to add? I chose the Purist faction is what I'm trying to say. So here we've got a Mankey, a Arctibax, and a Dunsparce. Oh, I love Dunsparce. I love Dunsparce. Let's go ahead and add that to the binder. This is why it's just kind of chill in Minecraft, because... Oh, there was another card. Wait, what? There were 2 more cards. I swear, there were 2 more cards. I didn't see those before. I thought there were only 3 cards per pack. Because I know the number of cards is different in Japan, but that's really cool. I got like a holographic, like a full art Gothorita, and then a Gothitelle. So this is pre-recorded, and this is it's 7:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time now. I think I will make some lucky tea. So this tea bag is already set. I'm going to put it in to the box that the cards go in. For now, I'm going to put my binder away, and then I'm going to choose my lucky tea bag right after I get done reading from the Dhammapada in front of the library. So this is the 2nd chapter. I'd already selected 2 chapters from the Dhammapada. As you can see with my cue cards, chapter 5. Oop. The Fool. And I had written on the back, I had copied down page 17 and wrote down 15 minutes of chair yoga, along with reading chapter 10, The Rod. So we're going to read chapter 10, The Rod, and then spend 10 minutes doing chair yoga as we go to Pumpkin Park. And that'll get us right around 10 minutes to actually collect the pumpkins. Because then we'll be at the 50-minute mark. Page 37 of the Dhammapada, The Rod. Everyone fears being struck by a rod. Everyone fears death. Therefore, knowing this, feeling for others as for yourself, do not kill others or cause others to kill. Everybody fears being struck by a rod, life being dear to all. Therefore, knowing this, feeling for others as for yourself, do not kill yourself or cause others to kill. If one pursuing happiness strikes living beings who also strive to live happily with the rod or other instrument, he will reap an unwholesome harvest. If one pursues his own happiness while causing no harm to other living beings who also strive to live happily, he will reap a wholesome harvest. Avoid harsh speech. Angry words backfire upon the speaker. By making yourself as still as a cracked cymbal, not retaliating, you achieve nirvana. And I actually have a cracked cymbal. I don't know if I have it with me right now, but I have a singing bowl that does not sing anymore because of the fact that it is cracked. So here is a singing bowl that is not cracked. And this probably isn't for everyone, but like I said, I think I said this before, I am a Reiki master teacher. So if you would like some Reiki, you can have some now. And if you're still doing chair yoga alongside me, then thank you. Surya Namaskara. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. For a total of 4. Exhale. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale. Time for lucky tea. So I call it lucky tea because I don't say what the blend is until I pick it. So I picked my tea bag, and now I have the other one. So one is sealed away, one is not, and now this box is going back to the side. I have like all these magic tricks over here. Literally. Magic Stars kit. So that's why I'm having like, you know, we're opening packs of cards, we're flipping coins, we are rolling dice. So I'm going to put my lucky tea away. So now we have the tea blend. And I never say what I'm going to do until I make it. So I will make this shortly. I need to get to safety. So here we are at the 41-minute mark, 41:52. At the library, 2.2. The revelation, remember, the yearning for peace, for natural harmony. A deep well of feeling. Now, if you want to skip ahead to when we get to Pumpkin Park, I will put the next timestamp in the description, or you can keep doing chair yoga for the amount of time that we decided earlier. If you just want to keep doing that, all I'm going to do is boil some water, pour it in a cup of tea, and then I'll meet you back here. Remembering to do the motions on your own breath. Be right back. So while that brews, I want to read from the Eat Your Veggies section on Discord. This is like kind of outside of the realm of the game, so that's why I have different cue cards, because I have another yoga exercise later after we collect pumpkins to get back to the village. So Eat Your Veggies is like an added aspect to the game if you're trying to make things like beautiful in game, or you know, we just want to have like some exercise during streams or whatever. This is Eat Your Veggies. Greetings, observers! This document compiles vital information on Applegate's essential crops, focusing on their unique hues and their deep connections to the dream's light spectrum and energetic flows. This data is perfect for your Eat Your Veggies Discord channel, helping us appreciate the generative bounty of Liam's dream. Applegate's generative harvest, hues and energetic signatures. Wheat, golden grains of sustenance. In-game or hue description. In-game, hue or color description. A warm, inviting golden yellow, transitioning to a rich amber brown when fully ripe. It shimmers with the subtle flecks of light, reminiscent of captured sunlight. Light spectrum affinity. Thrives under the broad, encompassing light of the overworld's natural sun, absorbing the full spectrum to generate foundational sustenance. It resonates with the stable, life-giving frequencies. Energetic lore significance represents the dream's most basic physiological need, a direct manifestation of the uncarved clay's potential. Its growth is a simple yet profound act of generation, providing the base energy for all other dream forms. A staple of the king's monumental harvest, that's the Pumpkin King, its abundance fuels the dream's very existence. The dream is Liam's dream. That's me talking now. The Minecraft world of Applegate in Mushroom Quest, or the Chromatic Cartographer, is Liam's dream, and then you play as Kale. So I'm playing as Kale. Carrots are a vibrant orange of vitality. In-game hue or color description is a deep, earthy orange with a hint of vibrant red at its core. Its green leafy tops are a fresh, lively emerald. Light spectrum affinity. Responds strongly to the red and orange frequencies of the spectrum, drawing forth robust growth. It benefits from the king's raw generative fire! I hear it, Enderman! Ah! When it is channeled and grounded, allowing it to generate dense, vital energy. Energetic lore significance. A concentrated source of vitality, representing the dream's capacity for focused, directed growth. Consuming carrots helps to stabilize the Ka, reinforcing the observer's life force. Their vibrant color is a direct reflection of the energetic density they generate. So here we're talking, since I'm a purist, I want to focus on a wide variety of crops. Three potatoes. Humble earth, hidden potential. I hear a zombie now. Is everything okay? I know we're getting up on the mark when I said that I would stop collecting pumpkins, but we haven't even made it to the pumpkin patch yet, so I might have to reevaluate my decisions here. I said I would give myself 40 minutes, so maybe 40 minutes once we actually get there. Because we're coming up on the mark where it's not going to be Eat Your Veggies anymore. In-game hue or color description. A muted, grounding brown beige, often with subtle hints of purple or pink beneath the skin. Its true potential is hidden under the surface. Light spectrum affinity. Prefers the deeper, more subdued light frequencies. And light and dark and loud and sound, and there's all kinds of things in the Discord. If you want to look up the characters and how to choose your faction based on your light spectrum affinity and things like that. They prefer the deeper, more subdued light frequencies, drawing sustenance from the earth itself. It resonates with the grounding aspects of the enduring stone, the cube or earth, generating foundational stability. Energetic lore significance represents the dream's capacity for hidden strength and resilience. Potatoes embody the principle of potential waiting to be unearthed and transformed. When cooked, they release more potent energy, symbolizing the generative power of transformation from the humble. Apples, the forbidden fruit of responsibility. In-game hue or color description. A rich, inviting crimson red with streaks of green and gold, hinting at its complex lineage. It possesses a subtle, almost imperceptible shimmer. Light spectrum affinity. Absorbs a wide spectrum, but particularly resonates with the harmonious blend of red in the king's generative fire, and green in the queen's containing order. Its growth is a delicate balance, requiring both forces to generate its unique properties. Energetic lore or significance. The forbidden fruit of the apple, the offspring of the melon queen and the pumpkin king, is too heavy, much like a crown. It symbolizes the immense, almost unbearable responsibility of ultimate creation, the weight of truly knowing and wielding the power to shape universes. Its consumption is a step towards understanding the generative burden. I'll read melons, mushrooms, and sugarcane right when I get back. I'm going to check on my lucky tea. So I'm back with my lucky tea. I'm gonna try to light the incense one more time while we're still having quiet, reflective time in the thunderstorm by the library. Oh, maybe it's daytime. Maybe I can go. Oh, I'm getting attacked. But it's daytime. Hi, Astro. It's my tea. It's hot. Don't sniff it. Since we're on the farming theme and Eat Your Veggies is on, I'm going to grow some wheat. And now that we're at Pumpkin Park, I can give the timestamp for how long I'm going to give myself for farming here. So I said I was going to give myself 40 minutes. So if you want to go watch the summoning, that is the prologue video, if you haven't seen that already. So I would recommend going and watching that. Since we are in Quest 0 right now, I'm going to go ahead and put the timestamp. I'm not going to finish reading Eat Your Veggies. That's like a side quest. I'm going to go ahead and put the timestamp down for when we got here, which is 52, I'll just say 53. 53 minutes is when we get to Pumpkin Park. And we're gonna give ourselves 40 minutes here. So, an hour and 33 minutes, right? So, that's probably gonna be the whole stream. Is up to, is finishing up 2.1. Echoes of the Mind. This is a Mavericks section. The objective here is to restore the flow of thought. Lore. This anomaly manifests from Liam's analytical intellect, his subconscious drive to understand and control. It resonates with the Maverick's pursuit of knowledge and logic. Gameplay. You're guided to a small, ruined redstone circuit or a pattern of unlit redstone lamps. It looks like a broken puzzle. Task. The player must place a single missing redstone dust, activating a lever, or arrange 2 to 3 basic blocks, as in stone and wood, to complete a simple, functional redstone circuit that lights a lamp or opens a small symbolic door. This teaches basic redstone. Discovery. Completing it reveals a mind fragment, a glowing circuit board, or a stylized brain-like item. Revelation. Text overlay or inner monologue. The drive to understand, to build logic from chaos. A desire for order in thought. This is just kind of explaining... Quest 0 is kind of explaining the... It's just explaining the... factions, sorry. I was trying to eat at so it wouldn't make a lot of sound. But quest 0 is just kind of explaining the factions. So this is Pumpkin Park, and I'm going to give myself 30 minutes or 40 minutes of farming. Yeah, because according to the Mavericks, I had drawn 2 cards earlier and multiplied their times together, and that's how long I was given. I also have a surprise. Since we're skipping ahead and doing like kind of a choose your own adventure thing, this is a surprise. If you made it to this point, here is a code from Pokemon. Pokemon code from Pokemon Go. Pokemon.com/redeem. If you want to flip a coin, read the code or don't read the code. Heads or tails? Tails, don't read the code. Okay, I won't read the code. See? Just that random. But I have this set, so if I draw a card or, you know, the next card I draw is going to be that card. The Mavericks are good at making games. I will say that. How relaxing. Why don't we take a break from the wheat? Since this is a lot of wheat, I've gathered almost 2 stacks of wheat, and then I have 3 stacks of seeds. I'll put the seeds away, and I think I'll make some basic tools to start gathering pumpkins while I read from the Dhammapada. This next section is the Becoming. I'm not going to go on to the Becoming yet. This is still before the main story. So this is still quest 0. This is just exploring what are the factions, what is the world that we're in, and kind of that type stuff. That's why I'm gathering resources. I'll gather those pumpkins. I will actually make some pumpkin pies and put this away, and I'll do some farming as well. I guess I don't need to make a stone axe. I can just use this stone axe. It's useful. And I may as well take this sword as well. So I've got 2 stone axes and 1 stone sword from this box. There's still 2 stone axes and 1 stone sword. And I will take those, and I'll take these pumpkin seeds so I can get started farming. That sounds good. There's 12 peonies, 14 azure bluets, 3 rose bushes, and 13 cornflowers. I'm leaving 9 wheat in here, and I'm not going to take the 9 oak saplings. There's still a stack of pumpkin seeds and 6 sticks, as well as 19 sand. And I never know what to do with leaf litter, so I'm just going to leave that in there. This is the safe house and the beginning, the summoning. So if you hold shift on a craft, it lets you do the whole stack, and then just do that. So we have the whole stack of paper to trade for later. And I'm also going to make some pumpkin pies. I'll just turn all the cherry logs into planks. I think that's good. Just checking OBS, making sure everything is okay. Just looking ahead, our next point of interest is the Redstone Isles Construction Company. So if you want to skip ahead to the section 2.3, that will be in the description. I guess I'll wait to read the Dhammapada until it's nighttime again. And we can play some games too. Flip some coins, draw some cards. My sister's texting me. I told her I was gonna go live, so she's probably trying to watch the stream. How's my tea? Still warm, still too warm to drink. Lucky Tea has 2 tea bags, so I chose one from earlier when I was making tea, and I chose one during the stream. As part of the Minecraft game. This is not a plug for Guru Nanda oil, but I do like Guru Nanda oil. I might be using it during the streams if you see me reaching for oil. It's just me stimulating my senses, and if you want to use some oil, this is Guru Nanda relaxation oil. So if you want to have some nice oils, I think this one is empty. That's another random part of the game, is that it wasn't quite empty, there was like a few drops left, so I'll go ahead and throw this bottle away. Relaxation oil from Guru Nanda. This is now empty. That's part of the game. This is all part of the game. This is a mudra, something we do with our hands. It's called a mudra. So what I just did is I smelled into here, and this mudra is called Lotus Mudra. So this is a lotus being offered to a future Buddha, which is you, the viewer. I bow down, I offer this lotus to you, future Buddha. That's a mudra. That's something we do in yoga. That wasn't a lot of oil, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this lavender oil. I just got this probably from like Walmart or something, I don't remember. That's not a plug for Walmart, I'm just saying, like, I got it from a store somewhere a long time ago, so long ago that I don't even remember where it's from. Let's see what my sister said. Yeah, so she was trying to watch it live, and unfortunately... So, here's the deal with my internet. I was on satellite internet when I was trying to stream to Twitch and YouTube, and what was happening is that the bitrate was so low that there was just a huge lag, and I wasn't able to actually stream effectively. So I got new internet, which the box just came in today, and I have to set that up. So I just wanted to get this recorded. It's Friday night. It's 7:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm probably gonna post this on Saturday or Sunday, and that's also part of the game, is that some of this is going to be live streamed and some of this is going to be pre-recorded. So this is obviously going to be a pre-recorded part. If I happen to draw another card, then the next card I draw is going to be a Pokemon Redeem card for Pokemon TCG, so stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give a timestamp for that. That's just going to be you know, something that happens. So if that happens, that happens. And I think that is all there is for the pumpkins. So what I'm going to do now is make more pumpkin patches. Or, you know, extend the pumpkin patch. This seems like a Maverick thing to do, is actually building onto Pumpkin Park. Whereas the Melon Queen before, the Purists, it was more purist to just plant some pumpkins when there was already a soil patch. Here we timed ourselves on how long we were going to spend in the library, and timed ourselves on how long we were going to spend in Pumpkin Park doing agricultural stuff, doing agricultural work. I mean, this is the basics of the society. If you go to trade tiers on the Discord or the Google Drive, hashtag trade tiers, then you can see that pumpkins and melons are the basis for the economy. And right now I'm being attacked. So it might be a good time to sleep or fight back. Heads fight back, tails sleep. Flip a coin. Oh, tails is asleep. Okay. Tails is asleep. Alright, surprise. Draw 2 cards, heads. Don't draw 2 cards, tails. Tails, don't draw 2 cards. Okay, we're not gonna draw 2 cards, we're gonna go to sleep, we're not gonna draw 2 cards. And somehow I woke up outside? That's never happened to me before. All kinds of things are happening on stream. Or on YouTube. So here we are in the summoning. This is still the prologue, because I had to start over for 1, and 2, I wanted to actually get a lot of these streams on stable connections, so that's why I'm getting new internet, and all kinds of things are happening in real life and Minecraft. So I will definitely draw 2 cards when I get to the next section, because I want to know how much time I'm going to spend in setting up the pyramid. So if you want to go to hashtag trade tiers, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that was kind of also why there was the how to build the pyramid in the YouTube or the stream with Kawi. I'm not going to link that. If you want to look up Professor Ash 108, PR0, Professor Ash 108 is my stream name on Twitch. So if you want to look that up and see me and Kawi you'll see the why I said how to build a pyramid. That was trade tiers, hashtag trade tiers in the Discord, hashtag trade tiers in the Google Drive. So I said I was going to read from the Dhammapada, which is over here. Chapter 10, the rod, continued. Avoid harsh speech. Avoid angry words. Angry words backfire upon the speaker. By making yourself as still as a cracked cymbal, not retaliating, you achieve nirvana. How's my tea? Still too hot to drink. As a cowherd leads the cattle to pasture, so do old age and death drive the life of all beings. The fool, committing evil deeds, realizes not their nature. The fool, due to his evil deeds, suffers as if scorched by fire. He who inflicts pain on the innocent comes to one of 10 calamities: pain, loss, injury, illness, insanity, danger from rulers, frightening accusations, loss of loved ones, loss of wealth. One of these he will experience, or fire will destroy his house. After the destruction of his body, the same foolish man will go to an unhappy state. Though he does penance through nakedness, with tangled hair, covering his body with mud, fasting, rubbing himself with ash, and crouching in a posture of humility, none of these rites can purify a man who has not freed himself of doubt. The rod is my second favorite chapter from the Dhammapada. That's why it's so worn down. So the reason why I want to read these in chapter 0 or quest 0 is because they're my favorite chapters, and then as we go through quest 1, quest 2, and quest 3, and so on, I will read the Dhammapada through the order that it's in. Regardless of attire or adornment, the guiltless one, calm, self-restrained, chaste and resolute, refraining totally from hurting living beings, is the Brahmin, the recluse, the monk. It is the rare being who is restrained by self-direction, who does not invite reproof, as a good horse does not invite the whip. Let's do 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara. Because what I just read is, it is the rare being who is restrained by self-direction, who does not invite reproof, as a good horse does not invite the whip. Hashtag health. Hashtag eat your veggies. We are reading Chapter 5 from the Dhammapada, the Fool, and Chapter 10, the Rod. Not for luck, but for health. For health. Let's do 3 rounds of sun salute. Inhale up through the nose. Arms up. Eye gaze follows the hands down. Exhale down to heart center. 2 more. Inhale up. Eye gaze follows the hands. Back down to heart center. 1 more. Inhale. And you can do these at your own pace. I'm going to roll some dice. I'm going to roll 2 dice. And that's how many, I'm going to add them together. That's how many sun salutes we're going to do. 5 and 5. So let's split that up. We'll do 5 sun salutes. We'll take a break. We'll read the rest of the Dhammapada, and then we'll do 5 more sun salutes, because doing 10 is a lot. Alright. Let's do it to the sound of the music. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 2 more at your own pace. Exhale. I said it earlier, but you might have skipped ahead. I'm a registered yoga teacher, and that's why I'm reading the Dhammapada, and I'm also a registered Reiki master practitioner, Reiki master teacher. If you want to hear the sound of the bell, this is soothing for me when I'm reading the Dhammapada. So if you want Reiki, now is the time. Reiki can travel across time and space, so even though this is pre-recorded, even though we're sharing tea, it's all connected, because that's life, that's Buddhism, and that's Reiki, and that's yoga. I don't know why this incense never lit. I tried lighting an incense to signify respect, and respect for the practice, respect for myself, respect for what we're doing here, which is just spending time together. That's all we ever have is time and our own attention. That's the whole point of Buddhism. I'll continue reading the rod after I harvest these pumpkins. I have a job to do. A very maverick thing to say. I have a job to do. The drive to understand, to build logic from chaos. A desire for order in thought. Draw 2 cards for luck? Question? Do a coin flip. Heads, draw 2 cards. Tails, don't draw 2 cards. Tails, don't draw 2 cards. Okay. Well, the next card that I'm going to draw is a Pokemon TCG Live. So, Pokemon.com/redeem. This one's from Pokemon Go. Whenever I get a good coin flip is whenever I'll share the code. Remember, this is pre-recorded. This was going to be live. So this is how the events are going to go, is that I might have, you know, I do have more packs of Pokemon cards to open. I'm going to save those for stream later on. We've already opened 1 pack of Pokemon cards. Well, let me go ahead and show off what other Pokemon cards I have. Since I'm here at, you know, the beginning of Pumpkin Park. So this is a TCG Lightning set, and I'm not even... Well, yeah, I actually do. I want to open this because I want to know what this card is. So I don't really know. It says this was distributed by the Fairfield Company, a division of XL Brands, Des Moines, Iowa. This is just like a bunch of packs of Pokemon cards, so I can't really remember where I got this from exactly. But there's like a bunch of Halloween cards. So I had been opening Halloween cards off stream. There's 4 of these trick or trade options. And then there's also these ones. Shrouded Fable. This looks like it's from Paldea. And then Obsidian Flames. Yeah, this is definitely from Paldea. That's a terrestrialized Pokemon. So I have those. And inside here was a Regieleki VMAX. Cool. So sometimes I'll open Pokemon cards on stream. Sometimes I'll just, I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards too to show off. But I think I need to find some safety and I need to put this card away. And then I can enjoy some tea while reading the Dhammapada. We still have about 15 minutes collecting pumpkins if you're playing along on pre-recorded. If you want to, I'm going to have a whole backup of the world on the Google Drive, so you can just play the backup if you want to do like single player, or if you want to do multiplayer. You can join the Discord in the description, and then I can add you to the realm. Excuse me. Well, I might as well just continue collecting the pumpkins. We'll get to the Dhammapada when we get to the Dhammapada. Continuing the chapter 10, the rod, at a later time. I would like to share with you Chandra Namaskara. Now that it's nighttime. Chandra Namaskara. Chandra Namaskara. Moon. Chandra means moon. Namaskara means salute. So salute the moon. In chair yoga, it's kind of hard, but basically we want to lift up and inhale, and then tilt to one side, crescent moon, exhale, and then inhale, straight up, and then exhale, crescent moon, other side. So you're getting that lateral twist in. Inhale up, exhale, arm to side. Inhale, take a breath here. On the next inhale and exhale, bring arms to center. Chandra Namaskara. So I said I would do 5 sun salute. I forgot about that until just now. Let's do our 5 sun salute. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. That was 2. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 3. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 4. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 5. Sun salute. Inhale back up. Exhale crescent moon to the side. That's Chandra Namaskara. On your next inhale up. And then exhale crescent moon to the other side. On your next inhale, go straight up. Remember, eye gaze follows the hands. Exhale out. Legs out, goddess pose. Smile. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Let's do 3 more Chandra Namaskara. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent moon. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent moon, other side. Inhale up. Hands out. And then exhale, back to heart center. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent moon. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent moon. Inhale up. Hands out. Exhale, back to heart center. Last one. Inhale up. This is Chair Yoga. I'm a registered yoga teacher. And this is the last one at your own pace. I'm a registered yoga teacher, 200 hours. So I was doing my 500 hours during COVID and then I had to stop, but I would like to redo my 500-hour training at some point, which is why I'm doing this as a way of giving back. Here is the Dhammapada continued. Regardless of attire or adornment, the guiltless one, calm, self-restrained, chaste, and resolute, refraining totally from hurting living beings, is the Brahmin, the recluse, the monk. It is the rare being who is restrained by self-direction, who does not invite reproof, as a good horse does not invite the whip. Be like a good horse, touched gently by the whip. The horse moves forward with full power and energy. Have an abundance of confidence, good conduct, effort, concentration. Be aware and attentive. Put aside this great mass of suffering. Those who would irrigate the land bring the water wherever they choose. Arrowsmiths fashion arrows. Carpenters shape wood. The virtuous mold themselves. So this is part of the ongoing discussion of the Dhammapada, is that if you watch the prologue and the Choose Your Faction Part 1 and Part 2, then you would have known that, or it might actually be in a live stream of there was a live stream that got cut off due to Twitch's error. There was like some error on Twitch. So the live stream video, the pre-recorded live stream, is kind of sped up. The audio is all sped up. And that's why I wanted to just record this and get it out so that this would be actually understandable. So it could have been in the forward or the preface, the publisher's preface, I can't remember, but no one would understand what the Fletcher would mean. The original translation was the Fletcher, and so lots of people didn't understand what the Fletcher meant, and so that brings up a good point, is that another reason why I'm doing all this and why this was all waterlogged. I have another waterlogged book, The Old Farmer's Almanac. This one is not waterlogged, so this is the good copy. This is the waterlogged copy. And yeah, you can see it's The Old Farmer's Almanac. Spilling the tea. Peace, happiness, and joy are possible during the time I drink my tea. And here I am drinking my tea. This is just magic at this point. I'm also Wiccan. Surprise. I do magic. This is magic. Next to water, tea is the most... This is page 155 of the Old Farmer's Almanac. If you want to read along in the Old Farmer's Almanac, I'm going to read some timetables. So, time is a tricky thing. This is just me. Time is a tricky thing. The only way you can actually measure time is if you measured all the sunrises and all the sunsets and all the tides and all the world, basically. So time is relative, and this is being pre-recorded and this is being shared with you. So this is the time that we have together. Peace, happiness, and joy are possible during the time I drink my tea. I'm giving myself until 1:33, which is when I said I was going to collect pumpkins. So I'm going to go collect some pumpkins and I'm going to read what I can from this book. Spilling the tea, literally. This book was waterlogged, it was ruined, and now we are spilling the tea. I'm having my lucky tea. I'm Wiccan. So that's why I have, all the things that I do to make randomness. This is crayons. This is, I was gonna say that this was this pack of crayons. It was actually a different bag of crayons. That's magic. So, yeah, I'm gonna mark this page. I'm going to collect some pumpkins really quick, and then we are going to have a Maverick Festival. Basically, that's what this is. This is Dungeons and Dragons. This is Homestuck. This is me playing random games on my computer. One axe broke. I would expect nothing less. Alright, I have 3 minutes to read Spilling My Tea. And to have a little tea break. Alright. So this is Spilling My Tea. Peace, happiness, and joy are possible during the time I drink my tea. By Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master, who lived from 1926 to 2022. Literally, Thich Nhat Hanh was the man who wrote the translation for the Dhammapada, the foreword. That's why I picked that version. This is my guru talking to me at this point. Thich Nhat Hanh, you are my guru. One of them, at least. He must be. Next to water, tea is the most widely consumed drink in the world. 3.7 billion cups daily in one recent year. There are basic reasons for this. Tea quenches our thirst. We like the taste. It warms us up on a cold day and refreshes us on a scorcher. We brew a cup of Irish breakfast to get going in the AM and a mug of soothing chamomile before bed. Just like the act of making a cuppa can be restorative. This is especially true in the UK, according to the anthropologist Kate Fox. Whenever the English feel awkward or uncomfortable in a social situation, that is, almost all the time, they make tea. I'm Lancelot. You can call me Lancelot. You can call me Lunar Wolf whenever we're playing together. Those are some names that I go by, Lancelot and Lunar Wolf. Tea has been around for around 2 millennia or so. In 2016, archaeologists discovered tea in a Chinese emperor's tomb dating to 141 BC, well past its best-by date. One of the world's oldest and most popular drinks, tea is also one of the best for your health. A drink a day. A translated ancient Chinese proverb posits that drinking a daily cup of tea will surely starve the apothecary. In fact, tea was probably first imbibed as a medicine. And that is pretty much our time. Li Yu, the Chinese author of Cha Ching, or the classic of tea, promoted its healthfulness in the 8th century. In 1657, Garraway's Coffee House in London became the first business to sell tea in England, advertising that it maketh the body active and lusty, and helped the headache, removeth the obstructions of the spleen, and was good against a lipitude of distillations. Quaint language aside, lipitude refers to bleary eyes. Never heard that word before. Garraway's was onto something. We know today that the caffeine in tea can alleviate a headache and may speed up the action of a pain reliever. May speed up the action of a pain reliever. So if you're in pain, which I am, I just had a biopsy done of one of my tonsils, then go drink some tea. That's why I was making tea. That's why my throat hurts. That's why it's like a bleary day outside. So yeah, that was my story about the waterlogged book and how that turned into a connection with my guru. So thank you, Thich Nhat Hanh. And now that the rain has stopped, I cannot collect any more pumpkins. Unfortunately, the timer is done for that. So let's go ahead and go back to the next thing on the list, which is section 2.3, Redstone Isles. Instead of going back around, I think that we will take the Nether. It's okay now, I've pretty much started the story with the becoming of... And the end is the end, so... it's whatever. This pumpkin park is just kind of a narrative device So Pumpkin Park is at 348, negative 1052. If you get lost, you can find it in the nether. That's why I have this set up here. And I will talk super fast if I don't have tea. This is kind of the end of the road. If you are traveling on the overworld in this world, that is the end of the road. The library is at 279, negative 893. And this way we can find the Redstone Isles Construction Company. The reason why this was quest 0 was because I got shot by a skeleton, as you can see in chat. And now I said I would draw 2 cards. So the coordinates for the Redstone Isles Construction Company are at 34, negative 795. Just so we can see that on screen. And I said we would draw 2 cards when we got to the next section. So now that we are at section 2.3, if you're following along in the Discord, or on the timestamps, I am going to draw 2 cards now. And we are at 1 hour and 36 minutes. So I'm going to start section 2.3 of quest 0, and then I'm going to draw 2 cards to see how long I'm going to stay at the Redstone Isles Construction Company. This is going to tell me how many minutes I'm going to stay here. So I already know the first card. If you've been following along, you're going to know the first card as well. I just draw the second card. It's a 9 of hearts. So I'm going to give out, the second card was a Pokemon card. Pokemon TCG. This is pre-recorded, so this was all meant to be live streamed, and in the future, once I get my internet fixed, they will be. I will go ahead and read the code at the end of section 2.3. 2.3, Echoes of the Soul. Opportunists and the Pumpkin King. Objective, assert your will over chaos. Lore. This anomaly arises from Liam's raw instincts for survival, ambition, and the assertion of will. It resonates with the opportunist's drive and the Pumpkin King's desire for imposed order. Gameplay. You are guided to a small, unstable pile of resources, e.g. coal ore, iron ore, being constantly attacked by a single, weak but persistent mob. So here we're going to where I keep all of my construction equipment, and around here we have the zombie piglins. E.g. a single zombie or skeleton that keeps respawning, or a small crumbling structure that requires constant repair. This nether highway is very fragile, and as you can see in the notes, a lot of the portals are no longer linked once I remove the world from single player to the realm. Those are the lore connections that we're going with for this one. Our task. The player must defeat the mob in basic combat tutorial, or quickly shore up the crumbling structure with basic blocks. Basic building tutorial within the time limit. So I said I was going to give myself 9 minutes. We're going to do a coin flip to see if I fight these piglins, because the discovery, successfully doing so grants you a soul fragment, such as a glowing pickaxe or a stylized fist-like item. We can get the pickaxe in the town if we get through this. If I beat this piglin, okay, here. If I beat this piglin, then okay, so if I beat the piglin, I get a pickaxe in town. And I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna flip a coin heads or tails to see if I'm maybe gonna fight him. Heads I fight him, tails I don't, because I really don't want to fight a piglin. Heads I fight him. Okay, so I'm gonna fight the piglin. And maybe I'll get a thing out of it. So this revelation, which is the text overhang for the 2.3 part of the quest, the primal drive to survive, to impose will, a core of pure intent. Couldn't have said it better myself. Here's the code for Pokemon Go for Pokemon.com/redeem. BJG. Here, I'll type it here. BJG TZTN JVN VRW. I'm not going to use these again, so I'm going to put these away. This is trash now. This is trash. This oil, this Guru Nanda relaxation oil is trash. I'm going to get a new oil just to balance it out, because that's how we do Wicca, that's how we do Reiki, that's how we do yoga. If you want to do 3 sun salutes, let's do 3 sun salutes since I just reached up. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Back to heart center. Guru Nanda Thrive Oil. This isn't a plug for Guru Nanda, I just like using their oil. The primal drive to survive, to impose will, a core of pure intent. That's what the opportunist said. We drew 2 cards for the opportunists. And now I'm going to fight a piglin. Why? Because the coin told me to. If I can fight one there, that'd be easy. See? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See, if you fight one, you fight all of them. Okay, I won. That means I win the pickaxe when I get to town. Win. So I'm gonna give myself 9 minutes here. Let me just see. Where we are in time. So 9 minutes from now would be 1:51. So I will go ahead and mark that. And then when we get to the next section, we can draw 2 more cards to see here. I'll set this up now. Actually, I'm gonna roll dice. I'm gonna roll 2 dice, and if it's 20 or above, I'll mine. Actually, that's not gonna work because I have to get the pickaxe from the town first. So that's not going well unless I just go to the town first. Yeah, that'll work. If I get a 20 or above, then I'll go ahead and mine, and if not, then we will just end stream there once I get the pickaxe. Because I'm probably not gonna make it all the way through quest 0 in one video. It's just gonna be too long because I'm not trying to like get through it right away. I'm trying to actually show all the places. The next phase would be phase 3, if we do get to the strip mine, would be the uncarved truth, the Pumpkin King's evasion and unconditioned self. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that now? Well, I'll do it after. I'll do it after I spend the time here, because I want to spend like 9 minutes here just going through everything. And so I have until 1:51. So let me look around and gather some supplies. here. I can definitely make some more pumpkin pies. And I'll take some eggs with me just because I know I'm gonna need more pumpkin pies later on. I'll take these pumpkins, thank you. Pass me. There's already a villager here. I'll just go ahead and take this pickaxe so I don't forget. Because then I can either mine there or not mine there. It doesn't really matter. I'll go ahead and take this. I already have a stone hoe. I'll leave this silk touch one just in case I want to mine here in the future. Put that away, the rotten flesh. Put this rotten flesh away with the gunpowder. There's 1 piece of white wool and 2 stacks of seeds here. I don't know why there's a villager here. I guess I can't sleep here. Here we have some apples from Eat Your Veggies. You know what? I think there was a project that I actually needed blocks for, and I didn't have the right blocks for it, so I'm going to take these, and I'm going to go put them where I think they need to go. And that's going to be my construction time. These are all, this is out of order. This was an XP machine if you saw the previous videos. The prologue and the choose your faction videos, if you've seen these already. The wood generator and the XP machine, as well as the cobblestone generator that's coming soon, but that's kind of like the mascot for the company is... Oh, I didn't even know this was in here. Oh, I didn't know any of this was in here. Wow, okay. That's good to know. I forgot I even put that there. I'm gonna go ahead and read off the sunrise and sunset for the next few days from the Farmer's Almanac. And the remaining time that I have for the construction. Oh yeah, this would look way better with polished andesite compared to cobblestone. This was this is the future site of a project I was working on live stream. So I'm going to build what's known as an iron golem farm. So instead of fighting the iron golems like I did in live stream, all I have to do is go up to the Iron Golem farm, and it'll give me all the iron that I need. Here's where the creeper blew up the road earlier. I'm just gonna fill this in with some cobblestone, since this is our construction time for the opportunists. This will certainly make trade and travel faster. If you want to go ahead and comment which path you prefer in the comments, that'd be great. If you prefer the path of the purists like me, or the opportunists, or the mavericks. That's pretty much all our construction time. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, and or how many dice did I say? Multiply together. Okay, no, I'm gonna do 4 dice. I'm not gonna do because that was for a card originally. I'm going to roll 4 dice, and if it's 20 or greater, then I will go ahead and mine in the iron mine. But if not, then I'll just go ahead and continue with the story, because we are now on time. So let's go ahead and roll the dice in the office, since this is the office for the Redstone Isles Construction Company. This is how we're deciding what to do next. This villager watches. Alright, we got a 2, we got a 4. We got a 6, that's 12, and we got a 5, that's 17. Alright, so no mining today. That's good, because I didn't really want to mine. But I will read the story part for that at 3.1 when we get there. So I didn't end up doing that. When I get there, I will add the timestamp for when we start 3.1 if you want to skip ahead, or you can just follow along. I forgot to put away this polished andesite, so let me do that really quick. There. I'm also gonna grab some more wheat. Actually, I changed my mind. I'll just turn it into bread. Oh no, I do need wheat. I do need wheat by itself, because I'm gonna have to raise cows. So yeah, I do need to raise some wheat while I'm here. That is a good point. That was some good tea. Just thinking about it again really helps my throat. villager breeder set up so that we can start doing the iron golem farm, because getting the villagers this far from the town is going to be a real pain. So I have this set up here so that the villagers can start reproducing outside of the village. Oh yes, and they're starting to form a line, so let's go ahead and do this. Happy birthday, little guy. There you go. We can do one more. I wonder where they'll end up. I don't know, we'll see. That's the part of the journey of this story, is that we're just gonna do things like that, where it's randomized, where wherever they walk, you know, I don't know where they're gonna end up. But I know I need more iron for those minecarts. So yeah, guys. I don't know where you're gonna go. That's the joy of this. Let's go back through the spider tunnels. What's the cat doing? Oh, they're playing. I don't know if you can see that. Is it wishing well? I wish you all well in Applegate. Beautiful sunset. Technically, we should have gone through the portal. But I also said that I wasn't going to do mining. So let's just get back. I won't acknowledge the fact that I'm going home yet. This is just the farm. This is just the surrounding farm at this point. So I can go ahead and collect all the sugarcane I want, so we can get paper. And I think I'll raise some cows on the way home. Well, on the way to the mine. Since we didn't do mining, I'll raise some cows instead. Since that's not technically part of the home, that's just the farm. Going home to me is like putting everything away and like going through storage and sifting through everything. Decompressing, like I usually start an adventure away from the house and then I'll try to work my way back. Or I'll like start at the house, I'll start an adventure at the house, get a bunch of supplies, and then like go out from there, which is what I'm gonna have to do off stream, because I want to get to Logwarts at the end of Quest 0, which is where I have like all of my trees and stuff. Like I have like a bunch of trees there, and it's just easy to grow trees in the jungle for some reason. I don't know. I just like cleared out a bunch of space and you can see all the way around it. That's also where I have all my pigs, because I don't have any pigs at the farm. I have chickens and cows, but no pigs, because all the pigs are at Logwarts. They're learning. It's a play on words. Like Hogwarts from Harry Potter. This is a ton of paper, so I don't want to carry all of it. I mean, that's like a lot of paper. And I'll go ahead and leave the pumpkin pies there. I said I would raise some cows. Now that it's nighttime, it's a good time to raise some cows. Not sure why that gate was open. My goodness. Let me just get a sense of scale on how many cows there are first. That's where we came from, the sugarcane farms, and that's where the road took us. It was down there. So this is the cattle. I think we might want to slaughter some cattle first, because this is a lot of cows. Well, maybe not. Until it's like full of cattle, I don't want to start slaughtering them. I think the server is having a hard time keeping up with it. Yeah, we need to slaughter some. Yeah, this is just too many cattle in this little pen. This was how I got so many levels before, is I was just raising cattle and trading, especially the melons. And now I have pumpkins. Since I'm starting over, I can't really trade the full melons anymore. Alright, well that's enough of that. I'll take a stone sword. These are the horses that I've been rescuing. Every time I see a horse, I bring it back. So I've been playing on this server for quite a while, and I found 2 donkeys too. And then all the sheep are over here. I have all my brown sheep. And then my gray sheep and my light gray sheep are together, and there's a bunch of dyed ones in the corner. Dyed different colors. And we have black sheep, and then white sheep are in their own pen. So I'll go ahead and make some books from this leather. And I will leave 1 stack of wheat for a farmer who wants to farm cows. So all these cooks. Let's read the timetables for October. Today is October 3rd, 2025. Let's see. Friday, October 3rd. Watch for banded woolly bear caterpillars now. Random. Watch for woolly bear caterpillars now. That is very random. That's what it said in the holidays. So in the almanac, if you're not familiar with your almanac or if you're following along, there are like times tables for all of the astronomical things like the sunrise and the sunset and moonrise and moonset and the high tide and low tide for Boston times, Boston tide times. I don't know how to read that exactly, but that's like, you know, all the times tables. And then opposite of that, there's the holidays. So what I just read was one of the holidays. And I said I was going to read the times tables. So Friday, October 3rd, the sun rises at 6:44 a.m. The sun sets at 6:22 p.m. It's currently 8:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the sun is set. The length of the day is 11 hours and 38 minutes. The sun declination, the sun fast is 27. I'm not sure if that's meridian. Sun declination is 4 degrees south. 15 seconds. High tide times Boston, 8 3/4 and 9. The moon rises at 4:47 and sets at 2:15. The moon's astronomical place is in Capricorn, and the moon's age is 12, so it's in the 12th day of the cycle out of 29. It goes from 0 to 29. Saturday, which is when you might see this, Saturday the 4th of October, the sun rises at 6:45 a.m. The sun sets at 6:20 p.m. The length of the day is 11 hours and 35 minutes. The sun fast is 27 meridian, I think is what that is. I'll just stop reading that part. The sun declination is at 4 degrees south, 38 seconds. High tide times Boston is 9.5 and 9 3/4. The moon rises at 5:10 p.m. 5:10 a.m. 5:10 p.m. I'm not sure. Sets at 3:29. I'm not sure if it's... Yeah, I'm not sure if it's PM or AM. The moon's astronomical place will be in Aquarius on Saturday, and that's the 13th day of the cycle. It'll also be in Aquarius on Sunday, which is when you might see this for the first time. I'm not sure if I'm going to post this Saturday or Sunday, which is why I'm reading all of them. Aquarius, the 14th day of the cycle. The moon rises at 5:33 and sets at 4:44. The sun for Sunday, October 5th, rises at 6:46 a.m., sets at 6:18 p.m. The length of the day is 11 hours and 32 minutes. And the sun declination is 5 degrees south in 1 second. I'll go ahead and read the holidays. If there's anything interesting from the 2025 Farmer's Almanac while these steaks cook. So Friday, watch for brainable caterpillars now. The writer Thomas Wolfe was born in 1900 on this day. Saturday, the 4th of October, St. Francis of Assisi. That's a holiday. The MLB owner Joan Whitney Payson died in 1975 on this day. Sunday, October 5th. The moon is at the north node. And it looks like there's a conjunction between Saturn and the moon. I think that's how you read that. So I never actually got to section 3.1. So I'll go ahead and read that now. Phase 3, the uncarved truth, the Pumpkin King's evasion of the unconditioned self. With the 3 fragments in hand, a new, stronger resonance guides you to a hidden ancient place. The air here feels unformed, as if reality itself has yet to decide its shape. Let's go to the iron farm so you can see where that is. And also for thematic effect, we're going to go to the iron farm. 3.1, the hidden sanctuary. Objective, locate a secluded ancient sanctuary tied to the Pumpkin King's primordial origins. Lore, this sanctuary is a forgotten corner of Liam's subconscious, a place where the primal soul aspect first began to form its desire for order before jack-o'-lantern persona was fully established. It's a place of pure potential echoing the very first pumpkin seed. Gameplay. You follow a subtle trail of uncarved pumpkin blocks or faint, unlit redstone dust, subtly hinting at the Pumpkin King's unmanifested order, to a hidden cave or secluded chamber beneath an ancient, overgrown structure. This is where we would have mined if we would have rolled a 20. Why not roll again? I'm gonna draw 2 cards to see how long I'll mine, if I mine. Or processing. I'm gonna draw 2 cards to see how long I would mine. So 8 times 3, and the 3 has a mark on it. So there's only 1 card in this deck that has the crayon marks, and that was decided through a Discord event in the past. That's what I mean about like the way this is like Homestuck. If you know what this card is, you know what this card is. If you don't, you don't. It's just a random card. So it's the 8 of diamonds and the 3 of diamonds. That's 21. So do I mine for 21 minutes? Let's see. Let's roll 4 dice. If I get a 20 or above, I mine. If I don't, I don't. 2 4s, a 5 and a 1. So I'm not gonna mine for 21 minutes. If you're playing along at home and you want to play along like that, you can. If you want to roll your own dice, if you want to draw your own cards, that's why I do things in a certain order on this channel. So I'm not going to go ahead and do the ore processing, but I am going to go ahead and use the bathroom really quick, because I want to keep going in the quest, and I want to show where I am with the inventory and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these codes away. We've drawn 2 Pokemon codes. If this is your first time reading it, this is your first time reading it. So this is why this part is the live stream, or if it's pre-recorded. So the 2 Pokemon codes, if you haven't read them so far, are G29, HVDB, RQ9, PLN. That's 1 code. I'll say that again, and I'll put that in chat. G29, HVDB, Let's see. G29-HVDB-RQ9PLN. So now you have 2 Pokemon codes, Pokemon.com/redeem. If that's your first time seeing it, that's your first time seeing it. That's why it's choose your own adventure. So I'll be right back. That was some good tea. I don't have any more tea left, but these are the tea bags. So I will throw these away, as well as the codes. As well as the oil that's now empty, the Guru Ananda relaxation oil. So whenever I have an empty oil, I'll show it off. Yeah, this incense. The incense still didn't light. I don't know why. I'll be right back. Terry, what are you doing? You can't have the limelight. So to congratulate everyone who got their codes in, congratulations. I need to make a bunch of fletching tables for a project, so I might as well just make them here. I think I needed 20 of them, and that's exactly enough. Sweet. So I'm going to continue on with Quest 0 and show where the iron mine is because I want to know all the important points. Just cobbled deep slate. Oh gosh, where is that portal? I thought it was down that way. Nope, it's down this way. My mistake. Yeah, it's down all these stairs. And there's just a random bed there. Yeah, so the portal that connects to the nether is actually here. The bottom of the cave. At the bottom of the mine. And this is the portal that goes home. Well, let me get the coordinates here. The coordinates for the mine are -95, -362. I don't know if I read this earlier. Oh wait, 3.1 isn't actually that long. I forgot to get a timestamp, but we are at 2 hours and 26 minutes now. For section 3.1. And I'll probably do sections 4 and 5 either on another stream or off stream because I have to get these portals up and running, and I know I said I'm gonna publish. It's already 9 o'clock on Friday. I'm gonna probably publish this Saturday or Sunday. I might do like a teaser on Saturday and then like put the actual video up on Sunday, because I have to get these portals up online, and the only way to do that is to actually go in from the other side. And that's why I was going to start over originally, was I was going to go through the portal and basically respawn after I had destroyed the other nether portal. The way linking works, if you want to watch a video on how to link Minecraft portals, it's probably easier than me explaining it. But when you try to go through a portal, it's going to try to find the closest one that it can. And if it can't find the closest one that it can, it'll generate one. And if it generates one, I'm out of luck, because then the portal that I had linked to it is no longer linked to it. And for it to be linked is like, this portal will always go to the portal outside my house. That's linking the portal. And the only way to link a portal is to go from the overworld to the nether. And I've been going from the nether to the overworld. So the problem is that I have to go through the overworld to get to the portal that I want in the nether. Which is like, it's backwards, because it's going to take longer for me to get there. But if it's the only thing I can do, it's the only thing I can do. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with. I just traded my my pumpkins and my paper for emeralds, so that I can have some emeralds to trade for the future. And I also have 20 fletching tables to use for the iron golem farm, plus 64 wheat. I think I'll go place the wheat up in the tower here, or up in the pyramid. So if you want to go to trade tiers in the Discord, hashtag trade tiers, you'll understand why I have like different levels for things. And the wheat goes here at the base of the pyramid. This is like the little base of the pyramid that we have here. So it's not really a pyramid yet, it's just like a bunch of stuff. But once I get more time, I'll go ahead and actually build out the pyramid structure. Here, I'll get some more melons to trade so I can actually make some money. Hello, sir. Would you like to trade some melons with me? Thank you, sir. I think I'll get some armor while I'm down here at the armory. The blast furnaces. Danger! Cave entrance below. There's all kinds of caves here, so be careful. You don't have any money. That's what I mean to, this guy. He's a novice farmer. I don't know what keeps happening, why I keep getting novices, but... Alright, heads, I level this guy up with beets. Tails, I keep moving. Oh. Sorry, pumpkin, that scared her. I didn't see what the result was. Heads, I help him. Tails, I don't. Alright, heads, I help him. The villagers keep disappearing, and then they make more new villagers, that the new villagers are the novices. So like, I'm not getting as good trades as I should, and that's why I kind of want to stop and help this guy. Because I can get better trades in the future, and... Oh, I didn't mean to do all that. Well, at least it leveled you up once. Alright, fine, I'll take some apples. Can you trade melons now? Yeah, cool. Yep, we're cool. Thanks, dude. Oh, you're still leveling up. Okay, I've never seen that before. Or I have and I just forgot. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just buy a pumpkin pie, I guess. Oh, okay, so he's a master farmer now. Okay. Well, then I'll buy a cake to celebrate. Oh, that's XP? Cool. Yeah, I'll take more XP. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, there's the guy who works at the blast furnaces. I'll go ahead and get a set of armor. I'll replace this because I just took a lot. And that helps him in his trades. Like I said, I was starting over, so... Now I'm level 22 again. Close to my old level. I think I was level 27. I thought I had a box of books. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I have a ton of paper, leather. Put those melons away. I'll go ahead and stock the pond full of fish. And I think it almost might be time to head home. I know those guys will buy iron, so I'm not too concerned about the axe I just threw away. And I'm not too concerned about using the durability of the iron axe either. In fact, I might go grab a few more, because those can be used as weapons, and they can also be used... Yeah, I don't even use the stone sword. They can be used as weapons, and they can also be used to collect wood, which I'm going to need a lot of wood. Alright, let me go drop off these fletching tables, and then I think it might be time to go home. I'm gonna count this as still being part of section... Well, I guess we're between sections now. Because I said that was going to be the end of that section. Oh well. Nothing really to skip forward to at this point. I'm just dropping off my fletching tables, showing off two of these buildings, two of these new buildings that we have here. And showing off the rest of the multiplayer part where the new players are going to join. These are the melon fields. Once you have Silk Touch, you, the players, because I'm talking to the multiplayer player experience here, or even me as Liam or Kale. Once I get Silk Touch on an axe, I can gather these melons for trade. Because for now, all I can do is collect the pumpkins for trade. Since it's getting to be nighttime, if you want to go to eat your veggies for health, we can do 3 more sun salutes. So inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands down. Let's do 4 more for a total of 5. Inhale, arms up. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 3 more, inhale. At your own pace. Last one. I'm gonna go ahead and read off the last part of Eat Your Veggies, the last 3 in the last 3 sections, and then once I get home I might read the foreword from the Dhammapada just to get that out of the way, because I have a lot of stuff I've got to get done off stream, and then I can start reading the Dhammapada from the beginning. Just want to collect some pumpkins first to be able to trade for emeralds. If you go to hashtag trade tiers, it'll explain all of our trading structure, how it's completely sustainable, how we can even get brick from the stonecutters as a group, as players in the town. So if you want to follow along on Discord or use the Google Drive files and do more of a single player experience, I can add you to the realm if you join the Discord. So this is a multiplayer realm that we as players can join together. That's why there's so many beds in here. Or you can just watch or play single player as Liam or Kale here. So I'm going to pick some colors for a craft for later on, for off stream. Oh, there's the coin. I had a different coin in the beginning than I had in the end because I was moving the crayons around. Before I do that, I want to go ahead and return the cards to the deck because we're not going to pull any more cards. So the cards that we drew were the 3 of diamonds, the 8 of diamonds, the Nine of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, and 4 of Diamonds. I'll go ahead and put those towards the middle, and then I'll pick the crayons that I want for the next craft that I do off stream, and then I'll show that craft. So the reason I do that is because there was a Discord event where me and another player, the one who had built those extra structures that I just showed off, we chose our factions. That's where I chose the Purist faction. That's where he chose the Opportunist faction. And we drew cards, and we selected which crayons I was going to use for the craft. And the craft was the health cue card, the eat your veggies. So the cards are shuffled again after returning the cards to the deck. And now the cards are going back into the box. So if this was a live stream, that obviously would have meant something different if you're playing along at home than the pre-recorded. And this is an unopened box of crayons. I'm going to save these, but I'm also going to juggle these because there's no way for that information to be entangled, which is string theory, unless those events happen just like that. I'm just kidding. This is just me playing around. So this is, now I'm choosing, and this is, again, I couldn't even get that quality of stream before. I'm gonna get better internet. This is kind of a debrief now. I'm gonna get better internet, so that we can do more things like the eat your veggies. So these were the colors that I had chosen from the Discord, and that's why it's meant to be random. That's why it's all meant to be arts and crafts. Those colors were chosen in Discord, like as part of a random event where I was, drawing the cards and then drawing the crayons. So these are the crayons that I'll use for the next task. They are green, yellow, Timberwolf. That one gets picked a lot. Timberwolf, by the way, is broken, so I'll try to describe the crayons as well, and that's going to be part of the randomness of arts and crafts. Green yellow is barely used. We have red orange, which is well worn. It doesn't even have a tip on it, really. I'm going to pick 2 more. I don't want to choose white. I'm going to put white back because you can't really see it. But I would have chosen white just because it has like a big point on it. Red. So the red has that much wear on it. And that's why I also have a new pack of crayons, so I can try to describe. The sea green is the last one I'm going to pick. So I'm going to do a craft. It's for a friend ball, like a friend ball. So I'll try to make a friend ball if I can off stream, while I'm also getting these portals linked from Bridgetown and the Dark Forest to go along with the story, the overall story of Liam and Kale and the Pale Garden and all that. So the last thing I want to do is return the fletching tables to where the Iron Golem farm is going to be, and then go home. So if you want to skip to home where I'm reading the foreword from the Dhammapada, I will go ahead and put that timestamp in the description. I don't think I need melon slices anymore. I think I'm good on that. You can actually use an axe as a weapon in a pinch. Didn't know that. I wonder if these grew. They haven't grown pumpkins yet. Pumpkin Park is this way. I guess I'll go to the library and I'll get back that way. That's a quicker route. I thought there was a villager up there. This is just a piglin. Passing the iron strip mine, negative 95, negative 362. If you get lost. Gnome, sweet home, negative 99, negative 505. Negative 99, negative 505. So we are here, we're at 250. Starting section 3.2. Of quest 0. Not sure how villagers got in here, but that's okay. This is a historical marker. This was my first house, so that's why this is special to me. Section 3.2, the Uncarved Revelation. Objective: discover the uncarved pumpkin and understand its profound significance. Lore: the uncarved pumpkin is the primordial form of the Pumpkin King, before his light was carved into existence. It represents his ability to retreat into a state of pure, unmanifested instinct, the unconditioned self of Liam's soul. In this state, he becomes invisible to the Melon Queen's perception. Gameplay: inside the sanctuary, you find a single, large, plain, uncarved pumpkin block on a pedestal. That is this one, which is actually carved now, but we'll just go with it. So here's our carved pumpkin, uncarved pumpkin. Interacting with it triggers a unique, non-interactive vision. The Pumpkin King's familiar, carved face flickers and dissolves, replaced by the smooth, featureless surface of the uncarved pumpkin. A raw, uncarved voice whispers, "To be seen, to be unformed." Sorry, my notes is like not letting me copy. To be seen, to be unformed. The seed's true potential, beyond the gaze. To be seen, to be unseen, to be unformed. The seed's true potential, beyond the gaze. If you're following along in the text. Revelation. New lore entry unlocked. The king's true face, the Pumpkin King in his illuminated form, casts a long shadow of order, but ancient whispers tell of a deeper truth, his true uncarved face. In his primal state, without the light of his carved persona, he becomes formless, unreadable. The Melon Queen, whose perception is tied to the dream's visible harmonies, cannot find what has no form within the vast, unconditioned void. This uncarved state echoes the primordial pumpkin seed, holding all potential but no defined form. This is the ultimate evasion. And the reason why I wanted to read the Dhammapada in the home part of it, where we're ending this now, is because that is the central teaching of Buddhism, of the Diamond Sutra, is that life is inherently empty, or existence is empty. Existence is form, but also existence is emptiness, and that's the kind of more philosophical part of the Dhammapada that gets over people's heads sometimes, is that life is an illusion, and that all we really have together is the time that we spend together. This special edition of the Dhammapada is published to commemorate 2 deaths this year. At 102 years, the translator and venerated teacher, Venerable Ananda Maitreya, and his student and dedicated editor of this translation, Rose Kramer, at 79 years. May the benefits of their gifts follow them from life to life. From Suki Hotu, written December 14, 1998. The Dhammapada, The Path of Truth, translated by the Venerable Balangoda Ananda Maitreya, revised by Rose Kramer, forward by Thich Nhat Hanh, by Parallax Press, Berkeley, California, published originally 1988. So this edition is copyright 1995 by the Metta Foundation. This is my favorite version of the Dhammapada. I'll go ahead and read the foreword and the preface, and then we will end there. Because I think the publisher's preface, I'll go ahead and read the publisher's preface as well, and then I'll go ahead and start Twins Chapter 1 when I start Quest 1. But I have to do some of this stuff off screen, like building the Iron Golem farm and linking the portal. So I'll probably do that off screen, or maybe in another video. But this was meant to be a live stream, so I'll go ahead and call this Quest 0 live stream. I'll just call it the live stream because this was supposed to be a live stream tonight. It wasn't supposed to be a choose your own adventure, although it is, because we have the timestamps and we have the skipping and we have the codes that we gave away. So this is the foreword of the Dhammapada. This is Guru Nanda Thrive Oil. This isn't a plug for them, I just like their oil. So this is part of a set, and I'll go ahead and return this to the set. Right after I offer this, a lotus for you, future Buddha. A lotus for me, thank you. Guru. Guru Nanda. Therapeutic oils. If you didn't know, the olfactory nerve is the #1 nerve in the brain, so that is what fires the brain, is smell. Believe it or not. That's why smells have such a close tie to personality and memory. It smells good. This is how I talk to my guru. Thich Nhat Hanh has passed away as well. He was one of the best Buddhist teachers there ever was. Forward. This is by Thich Nhat Hanh, written in Plum Village, France in 1998. Even though the Dhammapada appeared a little later than some other writings attributed to the Buddha, there is no doubt that the 423 verses of the Dhammapada contain the authentic teachings of the Buddha. They express the insight of this special human being who suffered, practiced the way, experienced transformation, and reached liberation. There is a Buddha in each of us. That is why, while reading the Dhammapada, we feel that the insights of the Buddha are also our own. When we read and contemplate this book, we touch the seeds of understanding and love that are buried deep inside of us, and we help them grow so that we can offer to ourselves and the world the flowers of insight and liberation. I encourage you to carry this small book in your pocket and use it like a mirror, reflecting your deepest true nature back to you. Let us live our daily lives in harmony with the deep understanding brought to us by the Buddha in the beautiful verses of the Dhammapada. Preface. The Dhammapada holds a special place of distinction in Buddhist literature. It is often characterized as the most representative example of the teachings of the Buddha. It provides, beautifully and simply, a key to the fundamentals of early Buddhist philosophy and has been translated from the original Pali into more languages than any other Buddhist text. The message of the Dhammapada is relevant to our time, a poetic and philosophical bridge between East and West at a time when oceans no longer provide the vast separations of the past. It points to a way of life and attitudes that emphasize harmony and oneness with all living beings. Its message of right action is timeless as well as timely, reflecting the spirit of the Buddhist teaching method, and speaks to the perfectibility of humankind and to the scientific impeccability of the law of cause and effect. The Dhammapada does not indulge in intellectual speculation. Life is enhanced and ultimately perfected by inward development. To the seeker, there is provided a grounded moral philosophy with no references to a savior. In his Wisdom of China and India, the philosopher Lin Yutang calls the Dhammapada a great spiritual testimony, one of the very few religious masterpieces of the world, combining genuineness of spiritual passion with the happy gift of literary expression. This version of the Dhammapada has been derived from the translation by one of the most highly regarded teachers of the Theravada Buddhist world, the most venerable Aga Mahapandita Balangoda Ananda Maitreya Mahanayaka Thera. At the time of this translation, the Venerable Ananda Maitreya was in his 90s and still traveling worldwide to share his knowledge and wisdom. He became a monk in 1911 in Sri Lanka, and at an early age gained the reputation as an outstanding teacher. He was known throughout the scholarly community as both a master in Theravada and Mahayana schools of Buddhism, as well as Pali, Sanskrit, and several other languages. He served as chairman of the Department of Buddhist Philosophy and as dean of the Faculty of Oriental Studies and the University of Sri Lanka, Vidyaya campus. He was the vice-chancellor of the same university campus at the time of his retirement in 1965. The Venerable Maitreya served for many years as the supreme chief of the Amapurya sect and as advisor and translator of the Tripitaka Translation Committee after his appointment by the governor of Sri Lanka. He was the chairman of the monks who actively participated in the famous Sixth Council held in Burma in 1953. Along with his ongoing regimen of research, translating, writing, and teaching classes all over the world, the Venerable Maitreya was a well-known meditation teacher of vast experience background. As a young man, he practiced Hindu yoga under Indian teachers in addition to Buddhist meditation techniques. His knowledge and skill in both samatha, calming meditation, and vipassana, insight meditation, and deep understanding of the connection between traditional knowledge and meditation practice made him a much sought-after teacher. His appearance on the program Footprints of the Buddha, a segment of the BBC series The Long Search, has been widely viewed both in the United Kingdom and on public television in the United States. Venerable Ananda Maitreya's translation, not surprisingly for the work of the man born over 100 years ago in the then Ceylon, reflected some archaic and strained language. In this lay the seeds of a happy collaboration. Rose Kramer was a general semanticist, special educator, seminar leader, Phi Beta Kappa, and Bachelor of Arts from New York University, who received her Master of Science degree as a graduate fellow at the University of Southern California. Holder of a California Life Credential in the Humanities and a Vipassana practitioner, as well as a wife, grandmother, and poet, Ms. Kramer was well suited to the scholarly and artistic challenge her mentor would present. When Ms. Kramer submitted the first revision of the Dhammapada to the publishers, she wrote, "The road to my involvement with the Dhammapada has been a gradual and organic one. Life experiences, formal education, psychotherapy, sensitivity training, and encounter groups led me to the vacant lot on which I was to build my new house of consciousness at age 40. An important discovery was meditation practice. I found the Buddhist practice of Vipassana most natural for me, and I have been enriched and advanced by teachers and guides over the years. It has been my good fortune to have meditated under the guidance of Anangarika Dhammadina, Jack Cornfield, Joseph Goldstein, Stephen Levine, my son Gregory Kramer, and the Venerable Ananda Maitreya, as well as other excellent teachers. When I first met the Venerable Ananda Maitreya, I felt not the weight, but the lightness of his then 92 years. He gave me a small red volume of 82 pages, which I leafed through. It was his translation of the Dhammapada. Opening to a page at random, I asked, "What is a Fletcher?" When he responded, "An arrowsmith," I pointed out that most Westerners would not recognize the term. At that moment, he invited me to undertake the task that I have embraced with joy for the last 3 years. This has been to render his translation more accessible to a wider and specifically Western readership by updating the language to current usage. That's what I meant earlier when I said the live stream where the audio was shortened. That's why I'm not doing this as a live stream, because I read this before, but the meaning was probably lost. That's why I mentioned when I was reading, I think it was The Fool, or maybe it was The Rod, the arrowsmith crafts his arrows. That was supposed to be the Fletcher, but we actually made a fletching table since this is Minecraft. Those are just connections I make when I'm trying to learn. That in Minecraft it actually does say fletching table, and that's how I knew what a Fletcher was. And I also played RuneScape, and that's how I knew what fletching was. I used to play old school RuneScape, not old school RuneScape, but I played RuneScape when it was old school RuneScape. I played RuneScape a long time, so those are just more connections in the past. In the process, the Dhammapada has become a beacon of wisdom, humor, and poetry for me. Both Venerable Ananda Maitreya and Rose Kramer died this year. This edition of the Dhammapada is one of their many gifts to those in search of understanding. The wisdom and compassion with which the Buddha taught was evident in the lives of the individuals who brought us this translation. These riches dwell quietly, abundantly in this book. Both contributed mightily to their work and vision of the Metta Foundation. Both will be missed. That was by Gregory Kramer by the Metta Foundation. Before I read the publisher's preface, I said I was going to read the section on Eat Your Veggies. This was the Pokemon cards that I opened. Thank you to my friend in Japan. Again, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my friend who sent me the Pokemon cards. And thank you to my guru. And thank you for this oil that smells really good, Guru Nanda. So if you're following along on the Discord or the Google Drive, this is Eat Your Veggies. This is the last 3 sections that I didn't get to earlier. Melons, mushrooms, and sugarcane. Melons, the Queen's cool, harmonious containment. In-game hue or color description: a cool, refreshing lime green rind, giving way to a vibrant, juicy coral pink interior. Its seeds are a deep, contrasting black. Light spectrum affinity. Thrives under the softer, more diffuse light, resonating with the cool, containing frequencies that bring order to chaos. It embodies the Melon Queen's harmonious influence, generating refreshing balance. Energetic lore or significance. Represents the principle of harmonious containment and refreshing balance. Melons are a source of pure, cooling energy, essential for mitigating localized unraveling heat. Their growth is an act of generating order and structure within the dream's fluid nature. Mushrooms. Pure, stable compression. In-game hue or color description. Varies widely from deep earthly reds and browns for common varieties to ethereal glowing purples and blues for rare, energetically dense types found in the mushroom fields. Light spectrum affinity. Many varieties thrive in low light, absorbing the subtle, unseen frequencies of the uncarved clay directly. The rare, glowing varieties generate their own light, resonating with the clear light of enlightenment and the cool, balanced energy of redstone. Energetic lore or significance represents stable, pure space-time compression, particularly in the mushroom fields. They are direct manifestations of the dream's underlying potential, growing from the very essence of the world's soul. Consuming them can generate subtle insights and connections to the dreamer's deeper truths. The glowing ones are direct conduits of generated enlightenment energy. Sugarcane, the weave of information and travel. In-game hue or color description. A tall, slender, pale green stalk with segmented joints that catch the light, hinting at its structural integrity. Light spectrum affinity. Thrives in direct, unfiltered light, absorbing a broad spectrum to generate its strong, fibrous structure. It resonates with the frequencies that promote growth and interconnectedness. Energetic lore significance. The foundational source for paper and world weave sales. It represents the dream's capacity to generate information through records and lore, and the means to traverse its vastness. Its very structure reflects the segmented, yet interconnected, nature of the world weave current, the internet. Essential for generating communication and exploration, key to the X Prize. If you don't know what the X Prize is, you can Google that. That's a multi-million-dollar competition to extend human consciousness elsewhere. This data should provide a rich foundation for discussions in the Eat Your Veggies channel, highlighting the generative and interconnectedness nature of Applegate's flora. So, as purist, I want to kind of grow as many different types of crops as possible. While keeping it diverse. So this is kind of the basis of... Where is it? Hang on. I wanted to show the ATMs, the automated transmission of melons. I guess I can just show it in the Google Drive. This was going to be the thumbnail for tonight's stream. That's why I wanted to use it now. Yeah, so here's the ATMs. So that's that. And that's kind of the basis for the world's economy, because the melons are worth way more than the pumpkins. So once I can get Silk Touch, then I'll be better off. Those are my bees, and those are pumpkins. That's the only thing I can do to trade right now, is just harvest pumpkins. So let me go ahead and read the publisher's preface of the Dhammapada, and then I think that'll be good for Quest 0. A number of versions of the Dhammapada The revered Pali compilation of the Buddhist's essential teachings are available in English today. While all these editions have merit, a definitive translation has yet to be published. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that we make this version of the Dhammapada available, for it is the first truly authoritative edition to appear in English. Translated from the Pali by the Venerable Ananda Maitreya, a highly respected Theravada monk and an accomplished scholar of Buddhism. Thought I heard bad things happening. Wait, what's going on? Sorry. Translated from the Pali by the Venerable Ananda Maitreya, a highly respected Theravada monk and an accomplished scholar of Buddhism, the text was revised by Rose Kramer, a noted American semanticist and educator. Her revisions were fastidiously rechecked by the Venerable Ananda Maitreya to ensure the authenticity of the translation. The result of such a painstaking effort is a translation of the Dhammapada that is at once impeccably accurate and highly accessible to modern Western readers. The Dhammapada was originally compiled for the growing community of Buddhist monks. It served as a basic guide for following the Buddhist teachings. Because its audience was primarily male, the language may sound a bit one-sided to modern readers. We have chosen, however, to remain true to the original text, for in the end it is the teachings themselves that are important. Regardless of the limitations of language and culture, the wisdom of the Buddha transcends time and space and directly speaks to the heart of all humanity. We are honored to present this edition of the Dhammapada. We hope that in its pages you will find inspiration and guidance. The Venerable Ananda Maitreya has said, "If I were to recommend one book of all the Buddhist scriptures, it would be the Dhammapada. It contains all the wisdom of the Buddha. It is all you need." So if you want to pick up a copy of the Dhammapada, this is the one I'm using, and that's the one I'm going to be reading on stream. If you want to follow along with the Old Farmer's Almanac, we're going to have the Old Farmer's Almanac 2025, and I'll read through there. Here's the copy that got soaked, just for reference. I'll go ahead and I'll read the tea thing later on. That Thich Nhat Hanh is a really important teacher to me. So we'll be spilling the tea. That's page 155. When I make my lucky tea, I'll make my lucky tea. I still have some Pokemon cards to open, so lots of exciting things for stream. I think that's gonna pretty much do it for me. It's been a good time. It's 9:50 p.m., almost 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, there's the bee house. I'll just end in the bee house. Happy bees. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you had fun. Bye.